Welcome to Movie Talk. We're on location in Palm Springs, California, with George Clooney.
Now you really didn't think I was going to sit this one out, did you? We got to do this again. You're either in or you're out, right now. I told you. I knew what I was doing.
You're such a keen observer of politics, but it seems to me when you set out to make a movie with politics as a background, no matter what you do isn't as crazy as what actually goes on today.
Well, it's interesting, as time has been going on, how close aligned to the film. At first, people were like, well, this could never happen, and now it's been actually a little more radical than some of the things that have happened in our film.
Yeah, and what the politicians are saying to one another is so much nastier, actually. I mean, to a degree, your picture was almost too refined in looking back.
Now it's too nice. Yeah, it seemed so cynical at the time, and now we long for those days.
Yeah.
You okay?
We're gonna be fine. We have to do it. It's the right thing to do, and nothing bad happens when you're doing the right thing.
Is this your personal theory? Because I can shoot holes in it. We did the film, even the music in the film, using some old classics, because I grew up with that kind of music. We did it, we wanted to stay away from contemporary stuff and play with some more classic kind of music, just because we felt like if we do it right, it'll actually have a second or third wind as time goes on. The themes, when you watch The Candidate, for instance, they're still talking about the same political issues that we're talking about today.
Think of it, the biggest, the richest, the most powerful country can't afford to keep its full job force working. Cannot afford to feed all of its hungry people, or decently house its poor people. Don't think we can any longer play off the young against the old, black against the white, rich against the poor. It's not going to be decided by newspapers. It's going to be decided by you. I say there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. Better way. Better way. Way. I say to you, can't any longer. Oh no, can't any longer play off black against old, young against poor. This country cannot house its houseless, feed its foodless. Down, 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 down.
Ides of March is the 15th of March, which is when this takes place. And we thought that some of these themes seemed to be somewhat Shakespearean, and we leave it up to the people to decide which part of the, who is Cassius and who's Brutus and who's Julius Caesar. We let everyone make up their own decisions. Everyone has different points of view. It says we're going to help people get an education. We're going to create national unity. We're going to teach young people a trade. And we're going to get them out of debt for their college loans. Now, where does that fail?
All of that's exactly right, Governor. It's just if you're gonna do it, do it. Make it mandatory, not voluntary.
That'll poll well.
Mandatory. Everybody who turns 18 or graduates high school gives 2 years of service to his or her country. And for that, your college education is paid for, period.
Paul likes this.
The beauty of it is that everybody who's over the age of 18 or past the age of eligibility will be for it. Why not?
And all of the others
Can't vote. Too young.
Films like this, I've been here with Michael Clayton, I've been here with Good Night and Good Luck. They're films that I'm very proud to be a part of. But yes, look, if you're going to spend 4 or 5 years making a film, it's personal in one way or another, so it's personal. People will view this film, I have no idea. You know what? This is the first time we've shown it to anybody, so you can let us know, because I really don't know how people will react to it. As for running for president, look, there's a guy in office right now who is smarter than almost anybody you know, who's nicer and more, who has more compassion than almost anybody you know, and he's having an almost impossible time governing. why would anyone really volunteer for that job? I have a really good job.
You don't have to go to the school. Choose to make it with a beat the bambino. It's like a bean. Kid, you good looking, but you don't know what you're cooking till you hey mambo. Mambo.
This coming year, you have your next directing gig. You have your next producing gig.
Sure.
And you like to keep busy in this business.
Well, you know, as you well know, you take a couple of years off and they take all the toys away and they don't let you do it anymore.
Yeah.
So while I'm allowed, and I think you can appreciate this because you were a part of the generation in the studio system that got to do this as well, I get to shake it up in a place that doesn't necessarily enjoy you shaking it up. It's not that they hate it, it's just that they need a little prodding, and the way you could prod them is say, all right, I'll do this for nothing, but here's what we'd like to do. You know, Ides of March we shot for $12.5 million. As long as we can keep the budgets low and nobody's making any money, I get to still make the films I want to make. They will take those toys away at some point, so while they're not, I'd like to keep playing with them.
So you're certain you're going to win here?
Certain, no. Confident, yeah.
You just said you win by 9.
And I think that we will. St. Gabriel can blow his horn on Election Day and get his 4 horsemen to rig the ballot boxes for Pullman, and it wouldn't surprise me.
So you're saying there's a good chance you won't win?
Don't twist my words, Ida. What I'm saying is I'm not going to promise you we'll win. But he was decorated by Bush Sr. from the first Gulf War. He protested the second. He left his state with a balanced budget and the 4th highest education rate. The Republicans have no one out there that can touch this guy. So for this moment, this election, this primary is the presidential. And that, Ida, is the State of the Union.
The great producer Ray Stark once said to me, kid, remember this, don't ever get off the bus. And I know what he meant.
Yeah.
And he never did. One has
No, he
to
didn't.
just keep it cooking.
Well, you have to because, you know, you really do become old news pretty quickly. And part of the secret is my life and my career trajectory is I want to direct. I like that. I've done 4 films. I enjoy them. And I feel as if, you know, you have to be prepared to do something besides act. And I'm really much more interested in directing.
We are going with a story that says that the U.S. Air Force tried Milo Radulovich without one shred of evidence and found him guilty of being a security risk without his constitutional
And you, who
rights.
also have not seen the evidence, are claiming he's not a security risk. Wouldn't you guess that the people who have seen the contents of that envelope might have a better idea of what makes someone a danger to his country? Or do you think it should just be you that decides?
Who are the people? Are they elected? Are they appointed? Do they have an axe to grind? Is it you, sir, or you, Colonel Jenkins? Do you know the contents of that sealed envelope?
Mr. Friendly, we have been a friend and ally of both Mr. Murrow and CBS News for many years. The story you are going to run tomorrow is without merit. So before you take any steps that cannot be undone, I strongly urge you to reconsider your stand. These are very dangerous waters you are attempting to navigate.
Good Night and Good Luck was my favorite Clooneyism, I must say.
I'm proud of that film.
And again, it was a very contained picture.
In a world where we're trying to constantly fill every minute, you look at Bloomberg TV and there's a billion things going on. What you find, and we found that to be really the case with Good Night and Good Luck too, quiet and stillness actually stand out now.
Yeah. And it seems to me that you enjoy the freedom that gives you, I think.
I do. I like the idea that we shot a lot of things in one where instead of an elevator going up, we just rotated it and put the camera in the back so that you could do old-fashioned live television tricks and things like that. I like that a lot.
This is no time for men who oppose Senator McCarthy's methods to keep silent, or for those who approve. We can deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape responsibility for the results. We proclaim ourselves, indeed, as we are, the defenders of freedom wherever it continues to exist in the world, but we cannot defend freedom abroad by deserting it at home. The actions of the junior senator from Wisconsin have caused alarm and dismay amongst our allies abroad and given considerable comfort to our enemies. And whose fault is that? Not really his. He didn't create this situation of fear. He merely exploited it, and rather successfully. Cassius was right. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves. Good night, and good luck.
When you responded to this month's Vanity Fair questionnaire, almost all the answers you gave in context of humor.
Right.
So, I mean, you said you felt W.C. Fields was a role model, which I thought was facetious, but hilarious.
I like it because it's getaway kid, you bother me.
That's right, yeah. But obviously, humor is important in your life, the way you conduct yourself.
Sure.
And, you know, that is antithetical to a political life. You would have been a disaster as a politician.
A disaster. The only way you could run, you know, I actually believe as time is moving on and we've moved past the kids who grew up with the drug counterculture and all that, I think we're going to have to get to the point where people are going to have to run on much more open sort of tickets where they get to say, I did all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have to just get over it. You
Exactly.
know, I really don't want the kid that we all knew in school that was like the school president that was, you know, the one who tattletaled on everybody. I don't want that guy to be president at the end.
President Santorum, I think that, no.
Exactly.
But the person, oddly enough, who was the most honest about his background was George Bush.
I suppose,
And
yeah.
he even once said to my wife and I that at the White House, he said to us, you know, I am an actor in a sense, I read my lines. I appreciated his honesty.
That's interesting.
But he told the truth about his drinking and his problems.
He did tell the truth about those. I think he wasn't particularly, I think he was surrounded by some pretty Machiavellian characters that had much stronger agendas than he did. I think that would be a fair suggestion, I think, from both sides of the aisle.
How'd it go in there? Pretty freaky, huh? You see Arthur? He's wandering around here somewhere. I'm kidding. Lighten up. You got one of these? It's a great memo. It's an oldie but a goodie. I got your heart racing, don't I?
Now, you have a busy agenda. I see you're going to another picture, you're producing still. Do you have the next picture to direct?
I do. I'm adapting a screenplay with Grant, my writing and producing partner. We optioned a book called The Monuments Men. And it takes place, you know, Hitler and Goering stole all the art during the war. They stole all the art out of Florence. They stole all the art out of Rome, and in particular out of Poland and France. And they hid it in mines all around Austria and Germany. And Roosevelt put together a bunch of 50-year-old, the guy who ran the Met, the guy who started the New York Ballet, guys who weren't necessarily particularly the guys that you would send to land in Normandy. And he landed in Normandy and said, go find the art. And it's a great story.
And are you going to be in it? Do you direct?
I'll do a part of, I'll do not a major part in it, and I'll direct it.
Do you like to direct yourself?
I don't like directing myself. I've found that that's become, at this point, it's still been a bit of a necessity to do, although less and less so.
I'm Octavia Spencer, and we are at Palm Springs at the Palm Springs International Film Festival. George Clooney and Brad Pitt are right behind me.
What advice do you have for the newcomers of your gang?
When you're of age, drink. That's good advice to pretty much anybody. And if you're not, sneak it.
And that's how you handle the red carpet?
Always has been.
Ladies and gentlemen, we give you
George Clooney.
Thanks for this. Shailene, by the way, unbelievably talented young actress. Now you have to promise us in 20 years when you're running the town that you'll hire some poor, scraggly, beat up, old, retired, two-time sexiest man alive for a job. And then after you hire Brad, maybe you'll get me a job, too.
Have you ever been to Palm Springs Festival before?
I haven't. I haven't been here before.
So
So do you actually play golf while you're...
I do.
Yeah. Huh.
And I hope we can get in the game after dinner.
That would be nice.
But it is a 4-hour dinner.
I heard.
Yeah. What do you think about doing a long banquet? Just think of what politicians must do.
And think about that they have to do this 5 nights a week, something ridiculous like that. Because when you do fundraisers, my father ran for Congress, and I'm telling you, Congress in Kentucky, it's not a huge, it's not that expensive to run for Congress in Kentucky. And the work and the amount of glad handing and banquets and things that he had to do was just mind-boggling.
Sid's coming over.
Who's Sid?
Really good friend from Pinnahoe. We're in school together for years.
Okay.
He wants to be here for me with all the happening.
Do I know his parents?
Nope. He might stay over too. Is that cool?
It's over here.
Get out of my underwear, you freak!
Oh, okay. No.
Don't
Back
try
inside,
to
put on a swimsuit.
Why?
Now.
A real good job you're doing.
That's part of why I brought you here. You have to help me with her. I don't know what to do with her.
Maybe if you spent more time with her, she wouldn't act like such a complete spaz.
You as a persona, you can see outside. I mean, when you come in, it's as though you were making a diplomatic appearance. I mean, it is, there is, as an actor, your presence could be so formidable that it sort of dominates every picture. Now, even The Descendants, there were some people who were distracted by just the fact that this was George Clooney, which is cool.
It's okay. I can't change that part. I can just do the best I can in the film. I remember there was a discussion about that years ago with Redford. I think when there was a Sidney Pollack film, it might have been Out of Africa or one of those films, and there was a moment of, this might be distracting because it's Robert Redford in the role, or that kind of thing. And the truth is, there's not much you can do about it except try to do your best and hope you serve the film.
Yeah.
Dad, this is Sid.
Oh, Sid.
What's up, bro?
Don't ever do that to me again. Get ready, we're gonna go see your grandparents. And Scotty, Auntie Esther's gonna come watch you.
Dad, Sid's coming with us, okay?
Yeah, listen, Sid, what's going on this week is really a family matter. You understand? Sid's not gonna be interested in meeting your grandparents. He's gonna be bored stiff.
Dad, I told you that he was gonna be with me. I'll be a lot more civil with him around.
What can I say?
Were you, in a way, surprised at the reception to it? Because it's doing damn well.
It's going to do, it's an interesting thing. We've been in the top 10 on, 700 screens, and we're about to jump to 2,000. So we're going to do really well, I think, with that film. So, again, a film of about $19–20 million, so another low-budget film. I'm not completely surprised. I'm surprised that it's making money, but I wasn't surprised critically because Alexander's made 4 films before this, and all 4 of them have been sort of masterpieces in their way. So I had there was no doubt in my mind he was going to make a good film. My fear was that I was going to be the first bad guy in an Alexander Payne film.
The trouble is, I met my wife in Kauai, and when I saw you running down the street, I thought to myself, oh Christ, that could have been me.
So you guys staying in one of the cottages here?
Yeah. My husband had to come for work, so we thought we'd make a little vacation of it. We know the owner, so.
Hugh King.
That's right.
Yeah, he's my cousin.
Oh, you probably know my husband then, Brian Spear?
No, I can't say I do.
Oh, I just assumed. He's been...
Dad, don't hit me!
It's nice talking to you.
Anyway, look, I'm going to let you get back to them, LA. It's a pleasure talking to you, as always. Really,
Always.
thanks for
You too.
coming by.